Okay, it's recording. Hello. I haven't really planned anything to say, really. I just kind of started recording. My name's Leo. I'm 17 years of age. I live in the south of England. I go to college, obviously. Well, not obviously. Some people don't. Yeah, I just wanted to record because I think it's good for my own mental health, and if anyone wants to watch it. Yeah. My main interest is music. It's what I'm mainly interested in. See my shirt? I have a dark throne shirt on. Yeah, I'm mainly into a lot of stuff. Like metal mainly then. More specifically black metal, but death metal as well, thrash metal, heavy metal. I love Black Sabbath. Yeah. Yeah, I mainly want to start recording videos because it's just the age I am now. I just feel quite. I don't even want to say sad. Sad's not the right word. It's just sometimes being a teenager is kind of miserable, and it's hard to kind of identify a reason why you feel the way you do. A lot of people say teen years are the best of your life, but I would say that's probably not true for a lot of people. I've never really been depressed or sad a lot of the time throughout my life, but it's kind of just say in the last 10 months or so that's kind of been worse. My whole life I've had pretty bad anxiety, just general anxiety and social anxiety, which is why I'm kind of camera shy as well. I had really bad anxiety when I was younger. I'd say the worst my anxiety has ever been was when I was 8 years old probably. It was pretty bad back then. Don't know why, it just was. Same time I had an eating disorder. I put that in quotation marks because it's not medically. Stop scratching your face. It's not medically defined as one, but I went through a phase where I just wasn't really eating anything. Which is pretty bad. I'd say the main issues I struggle with now is insecurities and just feeling low for just kind of no reason, Sometimes you just feel sad. I don't know if it's hormonal reasons or whatever. But yeah, I guess when you're younger, people say ignorance is bliss, and I say I agree with that. Even though when I was younger I sometimes have pretty bad mental health, but a lot of the time you're just not really having any conscious thought. But now, kind of at the age, you think for yourself and you realise a lot of bad stuff. And one of the main issues I have is, so if I get sad because of something, or not even because of something, if I just feel upset or low or angry, I get frustrated at the fact that I feel that way, because it's what can I even do? So I normally just try and suppress it and ignore it, and then it just eventually just gets worse, and it kind of just comes out in some ugly way, one way or another. Yeah, I find stuff like that really hard to talk about, even on camera. Yeah. From the summer of 2023 until the summer of 2025, I'm recording this in May 2026. Where's the date? I'm looking at my phone. I think it's like the 13th of May. From the summer of 2023 to the summer of 2025, I moved countries. I'd lived in England my entire life. I lived in Hong Kong for 2 years because of my dad's work. He worked at an international school. I went to the same school that he worked at. Lived in Hong Kong for 2 years. The first year was just alright. It felt weird, so I wasn't used to anything. Everything was kind of new, I guess. So that was fine. It wasn't like awful, but it wasn't great. The second year we moved house. We moved out of an apartment in kind of a city area to more like in nature, and I made some really good friends during that time. And I'd say the second half of 2024, the first half of 2025 was like the best time of my life. Like nothing major happened or anything, but I just had really good social connections. I had friends that I felt that I could rely on. The weather was really good, When the weather's not good, it just makes you feel like shit. So, I didn't have that much stress at school. And the schoolwork was not too bad most of the time. Sorry, my phone. Sometimes I just miss the feeling of being just content. Content is like the best thing you can be. When you're just, depressed is here, happy all the time is here, completely neutral is here. Content is just, just here. You're just slightly happy all the time. Just no stress. That is just like the best thing that I can do. But no, it's not like that bad. I'm not really depressed. It's kind of just more every few months I just feel really low and I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get an appointment soon to see if I could get diagnosed, because I think I have ADHD. My girlfriend, she has autism and ADHD. She has both. She thinks it's quite likely that I have ADHD, and my older sister also has it. I'm the youngest of 3 children. I'm the only boy, and I have 2 older sisters. The eldest sister has ADHD as well, so it's definitely possible for me to have it. I find it very hard to focus on schoolwork and just things that I'm not at all interested in. But I'll happily research topics and work on things in my own time that I'm personally interested in. I make music, I play guitar, and I sing. Mainly I make some like singer-songwriter stuff. It's mainly black metal, grindcore. Those are the things that I'm most drawn to. Those are the things that kind of bring me happiness. Playing music, listening to music, going to live music, learning about music and its origins is what makes me happy. Right now, got it up on the TV, listening to Ulver, their first album. It's such a good album, and one of my most favourite albums right now. I recently got an Ulver t-shirt. So, I don't know, I just kind of want to talk about music. Music is just what makes me so happy. My favourite band of all time is Silverchair, the Australian band. I like all of their albums. Their 5 albums. First album, it's kind of grunge. Second, it's like alt rock slash some heavier, darker. Third album is like, what even is the genre? Third album is my favourite album. It's so good. Fourth album, theatrical rock, art rock, like just so amazing. That's like, I'd say that's like pretty much 10 out of 10 album. Last album's like a pop rock album. Also good, but that's what I'm into. But yeah, most of the time now I'm into, I said it before, but grindcore, death metal, black metal, hardcore, but mainly black metal, death metal. My favourite bands right now, I'd say, Ulva, good one. Dystopia's a classic for me. Dark Throne, obviously a classic for me. Like Gasp. What else? Unanimated, Dissection. Yeah. This video is kind of a mess. I didn't really think about what to speak about. In future I'll try and think of topics to speak of first, but this is kind of just to get stuff off my chest and just introduce myself. I've recently joined a band. We haven't played together yet, but we've, got all the members said, do you want to do this? Yeah, we do want to do it, so we're going to play soon. I have 2 guitarists, my friend Aisha is the bassist, and we have this drummer. So the drummer and the 2 guitarists I wasn't friends with previously, and I'm the singer. Yeah, so hopefully we'll play soon. They're more into, I'd say, like shoegazy, grungy stuff, and then also metalcore, deathcore stuff. Where I'm into more like classic death metal and black metal and punk stuff as well. Yeah. Just trying to think of what else there's to say. Should we just start talking about something interesting? Let's just completely change the topic. Topic is ethics, specifically veganism. So, I personally I don't follow any diet, so I'm not vegetarian, not vegan, not carnivore, I just eat whatever, omnivore. But I kind of have issues within myself, because it's like, well, firstly, how do you define something as being immoral? Which is, if I ever wanted to go vegan, that would be my, that would be my reason, that would be my motivation. I suppose most people, including myself, I guess, would generally define something as immoral if it's causing unnecessary suffering. If something can be avoided, but it's not being avoided and it causes suffering, then it's immoral. And do you need meat to stay alive? Or some people would say you don't even need it to be healthy. So, if that's the case, if you accept those premises, and then continue to eat meat, then it's clear cut, it's obvious, it's immoral. But I and many others would say, it's not as simple as that. I'd say being a vegan is probably quite unhealthy. I tried being vegan for like a month and I hated it. Didn't enjoy any of the food really, like aside from the foods that I was already consuming. And I just think it comes down to just the simple fact that eating meat is a natural thing. Humans have done it forever. So it's just a fundamental part of our diet, and it's hard to just cut it out. But even still with this, it's just factory farming and the way that animals are treated in modern society. Because, it's not okay. The way, children are taken away from their mothers and animals are raped to produce milk, and the way they're killed is just unethical, not treated with any respect. It's just, it's not how our ancestors would have done it. And it's so easy for people to be like, oh, we shouldn't be vegan because it's natural to eat meat, but it's like, how is it natural if you're sat at home and on your phone you can press a button and get food delivered to your house? You didn't go out, you didn't see the animal, you didn't, to be cliche, you didn't look into the animal's eyes as you stabbed it to death or shot it with an arrow. You didn't use any of your sort of natural, not natural, but like skills that our ancestors would have used to kill the animal. You've just paid money for it to be killed in a factory somewhere, and then its corpse has been delivered to you. So how can that just doesn't seem right to me. But I do believe, locally sourced, kind of ethically sourced, where animals are treated with respect, or if you go hunting and kill animals yourself and you eat them and you respect nature and you don't pollute much, then it probably, I don't think that's really unethical. Because there's just so many sides to it, If someone comes at you for not being vegan, there's just a lot of things you could say. Are vegans causing pollution? Or if you take the example, well, just any time you purchase anything, you could be giving that money to a better cause, let's say. If I buy a new jacket for £100, I could have spent that to save innocent children or conserve wildlife, give it to an animal shelter, but you're choosing it to spend it on yourself, which is essentially the same thing as, withholding money from people or things that you'd probably, if asked the question, say that you value more than just a jacket. So who's really to say who's unethical or not? Obviously there's some things that are just clearly unethical, but it's like if we really get down to the core of a lot of stuff, who is the real judge? Everyone can be criticised for something. But yeah, I hope when I'm older I can make more ethical choices with my money, and just try and do the best I can. For example, the thing that I'm saying for example, but the thing Billie Eilish said. She said you can't eat meat and also love animals. And you first get the people saying, oh, she's right, but then you get the people saying, that's privileged. I don't think that is necessarily privileged. If you look at countries where the income is less and stuff, they actually consume less meat, so the argument that's privileged doesn't necessarily work, You can make meals without meat. But yeah, and then I took the example, so take someone like David Attenborough or Steve Irwin. I can't say this is true, but you can apply it to an imaginary person. Those people do so much to conserve wildlife and protect animals, but they might not eat a vegetarian or vegan diet. They've done more than you have to help animals. So how can you say that they're unethical for what they're doing? But even that itself isn't necessarily a good argument, because you can say I donate half my money to, you know, children in need, but then every week I kill a child. You know, people would not say that that's ethical. But yeah, it's just something to think about. My camera's about to die, so thank you for listening.